Hello dear viewers, hope you all are doing good. Welcome to Sense Education, where we explore everything commerce. I, Nishana Quad, help you to make your concepts easier. So in our previous video, we have started with our new series, Cost Accounting. And we have looked into everything related to the basics of cost accounting, which are the different terms of cost accounting, and why do we actually record cost of the business or manufacturing process. In today's video, let us compare financial accounting and cost accounting. Here in financial accounting, yesterday we looked into, or we already know that we prepare financial statements. Which are those? It's nothing but income statement, cash flow statements, balance sheet, trading account. All kinds of statements are prepared under financial statements. But under cost sheet, we prepare a statement known as cost sheet. Under cost accounting, we prepare a statement known as cost sheet, which helps us to determine the different costs that we incur in the process. This financial accounting is maintained for both external and internal use. Correct? There are various external and internal uses we have always studied under financial accounting, right? But cost accounting is something which is maintained only for internal use. Only for internal use. Have you come across any company that is issuing their cost sheet on their website? No, but we can always find their financial statements listed or prepared or which is appearing on their website. So cost sheet is something which is for internal use, for internal decision making process, whereas financial statements are for both internal and external use. Next comes financial accounting or financial statements are prepared annually with 1 year gap. But cost statements or cost account are frequently prepared to understand what is the cost that we are incurring on the per unit. Are there any scope of cost reduction or controlling the cost? So it's prepared frequently. Next comes here, it's complete summarizing of financial transactions. But under cost account, it's only about summarizing production operations. Production operations. Again, financial accounting audit is done by external auditors, whereas in cost accounting it is an internal audit, which means checking and verification is done internally, whereas financial accounting is something, it's an external audit, and again it is compulsory to maintain financial statements according to the laws governing the business, whereas this is not very compulsory component of the statements. It is not compulsory. It is something which businesses prepare on themselves to understand about the different cost processes. Correct? So cost accounting is not compulsory to record and maintain, whereas financial accounting or financial statements is something which we have to compulsorily prepare. Again, cost accounting gives us the complete scenario of profitability of business. whereas cost accounting gives us information of cost unit, helps to reduce wastages, and helps in ascertaining or setting the selling prices. So these are the very much basic yet very important differentiation between financial accounting and cost accounting. I hope that's clear on how these two branches differ and what are the statements, what do we get out of it, who prepares it, when to prepare it is all summarized under this comparison. Now let's look into the different types of cost. Now let's focus on different types of costs. First one is direct cost. So direct cost is nothing but cost of materials that are directly involved in production is nothing but direct cost. Maybe I can say raw materials, purchase of raw materials or carriage inward is nothing but direct cost. Next comes indirect cost. So cost of materials where it is very important in the production process but are not directly traced is nothing but indirect cost. Not directly traced are nothing but indirect cost. Next comes very important component, fixed cost, which means cost remains same throughout the process. For example, rent, factory rent. Just imagine you have taken up a small space for production process. Maybe I can say for papad or making of agarbatti. The production process or your agarbatti process, you have been stopped for 1.5 months. Do you think your rent, your owner will tell you, oh, your shop was closed or your production was closed, don't pay me rent for that period? No, right? You have to pay fixed. Whether the production is happening or not happening, you have to incur that cost is nothing but fixed cost. It does not change with the level of production. It remains fixed. It remains same is nothing but fixed cost. Next comes variable cost, which is dead opposite of fixed cost. What is fixed cost? Remains same. This changes according to level of production. For example, we can take here electricity. Now, if you're producing 10 units, the cost is different. If you're producing 100 difference, more electricity, more power usage, so the cost is different. It changes according to the level of production is nothing but variable cost. Next comes semi-fixed or semi-variable cost. And the best example here is nothing but electricity. Correct? Electricity, just assume that some 50 rupees is fixed. You have to pay only, whether you use or not use. Next, how much ever you are using, whatever is your level of usage, based on that you have to pay the bill, right? So, semi-fixed or semi-variable, which means some part is fixed, another part depends upon how much you are using it. It varies according to the level of usage. It's semi-fixed or semi-variable cost. Next comes controllable cost. Controllable cost. So the cost which you can have a control over is nothing but controllable cost. Next is uncontrollable cost, where we have no control over, where the management has no control over. Uncontrollable cost. Normal cost. Normal cost is nothing but cost that is incurred in the normal level of production. Correct? Next comes abnormal cost. So abnormal cost is nothing but cost that is unexpected. You did not expect you will get that cost. For example, strike. Because of strike, you had to incur some of cost. Or maybe lockdown. Or maybe unexpected repairs is nothing but abnormal cost. Next comes sunk cost. Sunk costs are costs that have been incurred but are very irrelevant in decision making. You can't help. It's already incurred, but now they are irrelevant. For example, money spent on a very old machine. Is it usable in decision making now? No, but you have already spent the money on it. That is nothing but sunk cost. Next comes prime cost. So the cost of all the direct materials, direct wages and direct expenses is summed up as prime cost. One of the important concept, cost of direct materials, direct expenses and direct wages is summed up as prime cost. Next comes marginal cost. Marginal cost is nothing but cost of producing one extra unit. Cost of producing one extra unit. For example, you were producing 100 units. If you want to produce 101 unit, the cost of producing this one unit is nothing but marginal cost. Next comes incremental cost, which is somewhat similar to marginal cost. Here again, this is the extra cost of producing the total units. For example, you wanted to produce 100 units, right? Now when you are producing 101 units, the total cost of producing 101 units is termed as incremental cost, whereas the cost of just one unit is termed as marginal cost. Incremental cost, marginal cost, one of the important terms. Next comes opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is nothing but cost which is foregone in just choosing the next best alternative. You had two alternatives, you had to choose one, so the one which you are left is your opportunity cost. The cost which you have left in selecting the best alternative is nothing but opportunity cost. So these are the different classifications of cost. Before we look into the different problems and start with what is cost sheet, it is very important to understand the basic nature of different types of cost. So this is it for today's video. If you have any queries, you can put down in the comment section and I'll try to solve your queries as soon as possible. And yes, don't forget to hit like, subscribe and share this channel with your friends. See you in the next video. Until then, happy learning.